Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're stepping away from the outside world for a bit to explore this really beautiful piece of writing. Think of it as an invitation, not to some place you can find on a map, but to that huge, wild landscape that exists inside every single one of us. So let's dive in. Right off the bat, the text starts with just these two words, Welcome, Wanderer. It's not a test, it's not a demand, it's just a simple, warm welcome. It kind of acknowledges that, yeah, we're all wandering through our own lives, just trying to figure things out. So, okay, where exactly are we being welcomed to? Well, the text introduces this idea it calls a clearing. And this isn't just any old space. It's a very specific kind of inner world we can actually build for ourselves. And you gotta notice the wording here, it's so important. This clearing isn't a panic room where you go to hide from your problems. No, it's a place for co-conspiracy with the wildness within. I love that. It's an active space, a place where you're meant to actually engage with all the parts of yourself, with honesty and, yeah, a bit of courage. And the invitation, it's for every single part of you. Not just the shiny, happy version we put on Instagram. We're talking about the whole thing, the messy parts, the confusing parts, the stuff we usually try to keep tucked away. All of it is welcome here. This is where you can really see that shift in perspective. What we're taught to call flaws, this text reframes as jagged edges. They're just part of our unique shape. Our insecurities, those are half-formed dreams. And that silence we feel ashamed of, here it's a silence that sings. It's a really powerful way of looking at ourselves with total acceptance. Okay, so let's get into the main metaphor that runs through this whole piece. It's the idea of our emotions, our moods, our mental states, as being a kind of weather. It sounds simple, but trust me, it goes deep. Think about it. When you feel totally swamped by anxiety or anger, our first instinct is to treat it like a hurricane, right? Batten down the hatches, wait for it to pass. But here, those storms are reframed as invitations, a chance to learn how to move with the chaos and uncertainty instead of always trying to fight it. And it's the same thing with our vulnerabilities. Those places where we feel a little cracked or fragile. The text says those aren't signs that we're broken. They're actually the very openings that let the light in, that let connection and understanding into our lives. So here's the bottom line. None of your experiences are wasted. Not the good, not the bad. Every storm, every crack, every sunny day, it all becomes part of the soil of who you are. And it's a fertile soil, a place where your story can grow, because it remembers and it values every single seed you've ever planted. Now, all this inner work, it could start to feel a little lonely, right? Just you and your inner weather. But this is where the text makes this amazing pivot, connecting our own personal climate to a much, much bigger one we all share. And that's the absolute core message of this next part. This journey into yourself doesn't end in isolation. In fact, it's the opposite. It leads to this deep, profound sense of connection with everyone else. Just listen to how poetic this is. Our inner weather is stitched from shared breaths. That thunder isn't just your own private fear, it's a chorus of me too. It's just such a powerful reminder that the things we go through, the joy, the pain, the confusion, are totally, completely universal. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most game-changing idea in this whole piece. It's a huge shift in perspective, not just about experiencing the weather, but about understanding what you fundamentally are. Just let that one sink in for a second. You aren't some helpless person just getting tossed around by the storms of your feelings. You are the sky, the vast, open, endless sky in which all of that weather is happening. So what does that actually mean to be the sky? Well, it means you have the capacity to hold all of it. The sunshine and the shadows, the storm clouds and the clear days. They all pass through, but none of them are you. You're the space that holds it all. And when you really get that, it's incredibly empowering. If you're the sky, you're not defined by whatever storm is passing through this week. You've got agency, you've got perspective. The horizon, that line that seems to define your future, it isn't set in stone. It's yours. You get to rewrite it. And that's where we're going to leave it. Because this piece, it doesn't just offer you comfort. It throws down a challenge. It hands you this incredible new way of seeing yourself. And then it turns right back to you and asks a question. So, looking at your own inner horizon, what will you write first?